welcome back to another episode. So today is the dyno, so we're heading to the dyno, getting it all tuned up. We all really want to hope the best, because obviously when you put your cars on the dyno, it is a very daunting thing. Like, even though you've got a built motor or 1,000 horsepower, putting it on the dyno is still scary, because I don't know, it's just a big stigma about dynos and cars destroying themselves. But obviously it's all going to be fine. But also, talking about dynos, my wagon went on the dyno yesterday and just made shy of 700 horsepower. So that is nuts. Like, with the new blower, straight ethanol, it made insane power, and it is like a completely different car to drive. It's an animal. Scary. That power shouldn't be in a patrol. But now it's time to take this one down and get tuned. At the moment it's running about 13 psi and a bit sooty at the moment, so hopefully the boys down HD can spice it up a bit and see what we can make out of this one. Realistically, I'm not going for massive power because I've got the wagon to do massive power. I just need something that's gonna tow well, because obviously we're gonna have 3.5 ton behind this car when towing around, even down the west coast of Oz. So yeah, I just got to get, don't know what happened before it cut out, but yeah, so pretty much now we're gonna head down to HD, get it all sorted, and then have, oh, we'll also have multiple tunes as well. So I'm gonna have like a big tune as such, so I don't know what that's gonna be, and then like a tow tune, then like a daily run around tune, whatever gauge, like whatever wastegate pressure that is. So yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad. But anyway, I'll take you there and see what she makes. Turbo is so loud. Start spooling, and it's not even at 4 pounds yet. Oh, we're at 7, 10, 15. Alright, well, the car's on the dyno now, all hooked up, ready to roll. We've done the exhaust extraction, tied it down, and now we've got the fan on it. As you can see, it is pretty much nearly about to roll up. Also, we had to put a electronic boost Mac valve in, so we wired that in as well while we're here. That's all wired in, and we're ready to go. What's your thoughts?
I think it looks pretty bloody hot, mate.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Done a fantastic job. Like, it's yeah, it's real tidy. Sweet.
And like, it's always one of those things I was speaking about earlier. Like, no matter what car you have, and when you get on the dyno, it's always a scary, like, it's always a scary thought. Like, even though, like I said, you know what's going on, it's just like me. I'm like, oh, I'm a bit scared, a bit nervous. Like, obviously I just got the wagon tuned, so
you could have a stock car, brand new car.
Yep.
Just doing like a base run, and it's still like.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. But like, even though you'd cane it harder off the dyno when you're in your own time. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's start making power.
Yeah, mate, let's get it.
That's not good. What do you think?
That smells like bendy rods to me.
That's not good. Like,
yeah, we see it a fair bit with engine conversions with 79s, especially that have been in rollovers and stuff, where they have no intercoolers, so a fair bit of oil will end up inside the engine. So basically, whoever goes and sells the engine starts it up, and with stock injectors, you can't really notice it too much because there's not enough fuel getting injected in to be burnt off like that, the same way you just seen there. But as soon as you start putting bigger injectors in, you can really become like apparent all that unburnt diesel, and then you just got to start wondering why. Another common thing on FTEs is that the advanced piston in the injection pump will get seized, and we've had that before too. But this is the sort of predicament we've landed on, where we've sort of had a look at that already and found that we can still adjust the timing via the uni chip. So made the conclusion that it's probably not seized if I can alter it from here, and pretty well determined that there must be a bent rod in there somewhere causing that. So, alright, so this here is a pretty standard timing map for an FTE. This is nothing crazy, nothing big, small, whatever. This is pretty base level. Down here, this is where our engine idles at. I won't start it yet, but essentially in these blocks here, this RPM versus load side, it'll hover around here. So there's no timing adjustments made down there. Essentially, if I go and fill this whole area up, say, you know, just with that degrees of timing, and then we run it again, it pretty well all clears up. And the reason that's happening is because the piston is not at the certain height it should be at the certain time the fuel's getting injected. So as we start to advance that, it can start to correct it in the, you know, problem areas.
Yeah,
because we are finishing advancing it. So I'll write this, and then you can jump back out there, and I'll show you. And what I'll do is we'll write it, I'll idle it, and then I'll flick it back to 0 while running, and you see the direct change happen. The crazy thing about an FTE is that they'll do that. We've seen them before, like, do that for weeks and months.
Yeah, because I was pretty much like, oh yeah, she started up. I was like, oh, maybe it's just too much fuel and it's just not burning. But yes, it is too much fuel because the rod is slightly compressed.
Yeah.
So. But
they are impressive. Like, the problem is, like, that can go straight past a lot of people, and they might not. Yeah, it's just got a cold start thing, whatever. Because FTEs, man, they're crazy. They'll run with 6 bent rods.
Yep.
They'll just be a bit smoky when they're cold.
Bit smoky when they're cold, yeah, okay, yep.
Problem is, we go and tune that.
Yeah.
3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, yeah.
You got rods coming out of the block.
Yeah, like the one pictured here.
Yeah.
Yep, like it's just, yeah, like I said, I'm happy that we found it early on while we didn't do a run. Motor's still in one piece.
We can fix it.
Yeah, we can fix it, yeah.
There'll be no damage in there. It'll literally just be like the rod's bent.
Yeah.
Put 6 new rods in it.
And off we go.
Some rings, some head studs.
Yep.
And back to party mode. Back to party mode version 2, because extra party mode with rods in it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So if you are watching this, well, watch the whole video, and also yeah, we can put rods in it and go for, what do you reckon, more power?
Oh.
Whatever the turbo runs out at, kind of thing.
We could put bigger turbos on it now.
Oh yeah, all right. You're convincing me. Like, obviously the news isn't the best, but it is what it is, and well, we will rebuild. So, as we did speak about, so it looks like I have bent some rods. Sucks, but as I was saying earlier, it is a bit daunting when you do get on the dyno, and look what happens. But like I said, it must have just been when we bought the motor, must have already had bent rods, which sucks because it was meant to be a running and driving motor. But anyway, can't dwell on that. Better news though, I have a brand new set of billet forged rods sitting next to me right now. So I'm on my way home, take this back home and fit them up. So pretty much I've got on the dyno, got tires, got bent rods, got rods the same day, and here we are on the way home to, well, fit them up into the motor, as well as head studs and head gasket, and then obviously send it again. But anyway, let's make good out of a bad situation, and here we go, rod's going in. And another thing is like that, it's crazy, like I've been driving this thing up and down the coast, driving it right now, and like it drives fine. It's just like a bit smoky as such. Like you can definitely notice it's a little bit smoky. I just thought it was big injectors, but obviously not. But I just thought it's crazy, like these things still run and still make power with bent rods until obviously they don't. So alright, so quick little update. We're about 30 minutes in, I reckon. Good part about this is I pretty much set the car up to be pretty easy to pull apart, like not for this reason, but just to work in practicality. So pretty much at the moment I've got turbo off, pretty much all this side wiring, alternator set up, like everything's off this side. So this side's pretty much right to go, bell housing bolts are out, intercooler piping's out, rad's out, clutch fan's out, vacuum hoses off. Only really thing left is obviously the starter motor down there, then the power steering, and then obviously the motor can come out, hopefully. Oh, obviously, and also engine mounts. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're gonna do a 48-hour swap, I reckon. But we'll see how we go. Got a few boys coming over soon to help me out. And yeah, we'll get smashed out and hit the dyno again. Oh, it's 10:24. Do you think you're gonna do this tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they drew your hand.
Nearly.
I swear that was on your hand.
Oh no. I'm check. 10:40.
Should be back in by 12. By 12.
Yeah, so pretty much we're gonna undo these three, so
Just the 1, 2, 3, that's it. Put them off.
misguiding so many FTE owners that are jumping on this, like wondering how to rebuild an FTE. And here we are just like, yeah, undo this.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Then if you look at that, you see the lip. Jesus. Luckily she doesn't come outside. Well, as you can see how bent that is, that's cylinder number 3. He was way further down than the others, and obviously, yeah, look at the big banana. But anyway, moving on from that, also, we're like, oh yeah, we'll chuck it back together, and like obviously we were going to chuck it back together, put rods in it, head gasket and studs, and just keep moving with it. But massive dilemma, bores are not good. I'll get a light on the bores, and yeah, bores are not good. So I made a decision. To fully strip it down and just do a full rebuild. May as well. Like, we're using the car for all touring, traveling. We've got WA next year. We've got heaps of stuff going on next year and this year about it. So we're like, may as well pull it down, rebuild the whole thing, and then at least we know then we can lean on it, run big power, look, decent power, and then go travel with it. So anyway, that's all for this episode. Bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. Moving on, next episode we rebuild it.